Hello, families, and welcome to second grade at Mooresville Elementary School. We are so excited to have you join us, and this is going to be some information about second grade at Mooresville Elementary in the first quarter, as well as other important information. So first of all, remember to look at our school calendar to see when you are tracked in and tracked out, and make sure you plan any vacations around this schedule. It's so important for your kiddos to be at school and not miss any learning. It's really challenging to make up any missed work, especially with our EL and science social studies lessons. So if you can be, the more your child is at school, the better they will do. We do have some technology support for teachers for families. And if your child is having any Chromebook issues, you have to contact the technology support. And we will be sharing a copy of these slides so that you can click on any of the links within these slides that will directly send you to these places. Every morning we recite the Pledge of Allegiance and the MES Pledge, which stands for Make Responsible Choices, Exercise Self-Control, Show Kindness and Respect. And these are the values of our school. We want all of our staff and students to make sure that we are doing these things every day. So that's why you say the pledge, to remind ourselves to do these things. Students should come to school prepared to learn every day. And some teachers are keeping devices at school in the cart. If your child does take it home, make sure to remind them to put it right back in the cart and get it plugged in and charged so it will be ready for the day. We definitely encourage bringing water bottles to fill up and stay hydrated throughout the day, especially in the warmer months, and a snack. Now, snacks need to be something small that can be eaten in a short amount of time. Please don't send in candy or juice or water only. You need to send in something like fruit or yogurt or a granola bar, something that's just going to help them get through the last part of the day. If your child has library books at home, please make sure that you're helping them to be responsible for them and take care of them and not let them get damaged. And just, every day remind your child, what are you going to do today to be a good MES student? That being said, if you can please try to make sure your child is at school by 9:10. 9:15, the second bell rings, and that's when the school day officially starts. And so if your child is tardy, they're missing a lot of beginning of school day things that they need to be there for. Please make sure that you communicate with the teacher before noon if there are any transportation changes, because we may not see it in time to make sure your child gets home the right way. Birthday invitations. If you want to send out birthday invitations, please make sure you send one for everyone in class. Also, birthday treats can only be store-bought. Please don't send in goodie bags or juice or things like that, because that just gets to be too much, and not every child can do those for birthdays. But you're welcome to send in a birthday treat if you like. We'll pass them out at snack time. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be learning this year. Four of the main things that we're focusing on are second step, which is our social emotional learning, which we do during morning meeting. Our literacy, which includes Letterland and EL, our reading and writing portion, math, and science and social studies. So let's talk a little bit about second step. Second step we do first thing in the morning, and it's a great time for the kids to build that social emotional relationship with each other and the teacher, and help to understand themselves and how they process problems, and help them come up with strategies to solve problems, as well as in the first quarter, we're focusing on growth mindset and how to persevere through challenges. And this is one thing that really carries through with the kids all year long. And the kids, by the end of the year, when they're really facing more tough strategies or situations and challenges, they have these strategies in place to help them do those things. For literacy, we work with EL, using a program called EL, which stands for Expeditionary Learning. And each quarter is a different focus. We call them modules. And so our first module, quarter one, is on school and community. And within that module, there are 3 units, and that last about, on average, about 10 days each. And our first quarter's module is on schools and community, and we're talking about what is school and why is school important, and how do children and students around the world go to school and deal with the challenges that they face. So the first unit, we're focusing on mainly fiction text, and then the second 2 units are mostly on nonfiction text. And so we're going to get to explore some 3 specific school communities around the world, and write about that. We also are continuing with Letterland, but it's not just the way it was in kindergarten and first grade. We start talking about the 6 syllable types and how we can segment words and apply blends, digress, and digress to help us spell more complex words. We do a lot of live reading and live spelling, and we have a weekly spelling check. And then every 3 weeks after our 3rd unit is finished, they take a tri-weekly test to see if they are retaining those spelling patterns to memory. Our main focus is on spelling patterns, not just memorizing how to spell words, but to recognize the patterns. We also assess the kids on their fluency every 3 weeks. And these are the grades that go on their report card for the spelling and fluency. There's also a handwriting grade, so we remind our students on our tri-weekly spelling test to use their neatest handwriting. So your child can practice by going in the Letterland app in their Wake ID. There's a parent guide that you can click on in these slides that give you more information. And then there's 6 syllable types here. We've already started with the open and closed syllables. Later, we're going to learn about magic E-syllables, vowel team syllables, and robot syllables. We usually don't make it all the way to the 6th one, which is the candle LE, because we just don't have enough time to get to that one. In math, you will find that we are taking what your child learned in first grade and building on it and expanding on it. So there may be some things in the beginning your child will go, we did this in first grade. Well, we are doing it, but we're also delving into more of the why behind it and what we can do with those things. So we've already done odd and even to start the year. And we have used mental strategies to add and subtract fluently within 20, and also using a number line. And all of these foundational skills are going to help us as we move on to doing more complex things in Unit 2, which is adding and subtracting within 100. We're going to jump right in this quarter with adding and subtracting within 100. You will probably notice that the strategies we use are a lot different than what you and I grew up with, where we just did the traditional algorithm where we carry and borrow. Students are not expected to do that in 2nd grade anymore. We are expected to have more flexible strategies. So you will see your child using a number line, proof drawings, expanded method, and mentally adding and subtracting 10 or 100 to a number to help them do these strategies. For science and social studies, we're starting out the year in science with focus on sound and how sound is produced, and being able to describe pitch and volume, and how we hear sound and produce sound with our own bodies. In social studies, we are going to be focusing on the development of culture in the United States, and be on the lookout for some projects, a project that we're going to ask students to do to share their own culture. So hopefully you have a little bit of an idea of what to expect in 2nd grade now, as well as the 1st quarter. If you have any more questions, you are welcome to message your teacher through talking points or an email. And we look forward to working with your child and watching him or her grow through this year. Thank you very much.